If I think about who started my trajectory into the music industry, two words come to mind: Kelly Rowland. As most of you know, I'm a giant music head. Started playing drums in the 4th grade, switched to trumpet in the 5th, spent grades 6 through 8 in 5 separate band ensembles while still a triathlete and competitive swimmer, as well as an award-winning child filmmaker, and have had the pleasure of performing at Chicago's Symphony Center 6 years in a row. But who's bragging? Suffice to say, I've known since I was young that whatever I decided to do with my life, music had to be a part of it. And my fate was set in October of 2002 when 16-year-old Aronde decided to wait in line at the Virgin Megastore in Chicago to have Kelly Rowland autograph my copy of her debut album, Simply Deep. To say I was the biggest Kelly Rowland fan at the time would be a lie. I was a Destiny's Child fan, but my favorite at the time was LaToya, who got kicked out in '99. Now, I do think this album is underrated, but the truth is, my high school had a half day and I didn't want to go home. We got out of school at 11:46 and went straight over. We were there pretty early because there was only about 20 people in front of us. Now, this was the first time I'd ever waited in line for anything, which is mainly because outside of my extracurriculars, I had absolutely no life. We kept ourselves entertained for the 4 or 5 hours leading up to the signing by memorizing songs from the album, singing them out loud, and just being goofy kids. Keep in mind, this is 2002, pre-mobile internet. I didn't even have a cell phone at the time. Two-way pages was still a thing back then. At some point before they started letting people into the store, we met the Midwest representative for Sony Records who was overseeing the event. If I remember correctly, one of the people in our group was a huge concert goer and B2K fanatic, and through that got an internship with the Sony rep. I had asked her how she got her position and if there were any colleges that taught about the music industry, and she mentioned Columbia College Chicago. Literally at that second, I made a mental note to check the school out once I got home. Fast forward, they started letting people in slowly. They stalled for time by trying to keep us hype. Our group decided to start singing songs from the album as Kelly walked out. And then the signing began. When it got to me, she asked my name, and I stuttered it out like a 4-year-old, then spelled it out for her. She told me my name was beautiful, acknowledged our group singing, and I floated away when the interaction was over. At that moment, I decided that I wanted to pursue a career in the music industry. Here's a cool little epilogue. A friend of mine is a music producer that I've done some side work for, and we were working on a creative project back in 2013. I'm at a studio, and randomly a guy walks in, carrying Kelly Rowland in his arms. I was taken aback because A, it's Kelly Rowland, and B, why are you being carried around? You got feet? Turns out she had injured her ankle on a video shoot that day. I was introduced, my connection to her producer and some of our mutual friends were mentioned, and we had a brief conversation while her recording session was being prepped that I can't remember for the life of me, because all I could think about afterwards was, whoa, that was a full circle moment. I decided to get into the music industry because of her CD signing, and I just had a conversation with her as peers. In a bonus epilogue, I've also randomly met LaToya and Michelle, so there's only 2 left before I hit the Destiny's Child bingo. I had it all planned. I was gonna apply, get in, learn everything I could about the music industry, intern at all the labels, graduate at the top of my class, and become the next Timbaland. What I didn't count on was my mother forbidding me from even applying.